Dive 840 on the French submarine the Rubis near Cavalaire in France. This is a dive from September 2025, and we start the dive by heading down the mooring line near the conning tower. At the minute you can see forward on the wreck, and pivoting round here, there's the conning tower behind us. We started by heading to the bow of the wreck, having a look in some holes here. You can see some pipework there, as well as the tail of a Moray eel, and in the next shot you can see the head of it looking out at me. Heading to the bow now. This wreck has quite a prominent and fairly distinct bow, so I get a nice shot of it there, panning up as my two buddies head back down the wreck. And having a look underneath the bow, which stands proud of the seabed, we've got a couple common Seabream down there, as well as some soft coral growth, in particular some Gregorian sea fans there. To the left of the shot you can see some of the fins that would be used to manoeuvre the submarine, and a sort of better look at them there. We then ascended up to the midship section, and looking back at the bow there, and in one of the holes into the inner pressurized hole, and you can see a cotton spinner and a sea urchin hiding in the wreck there. Quite a few sea perch around the wreck. And then I'm not sure overly what this lattice work was. I think this is probably something to do with the mine laying operations, potentially a way to attach them, as well as an escape hatch we can see there. Had a quick look down into the wreck, but did not go inside, given all the access points are very narrow. Another shot looking towards the bow, and more of that lattice work on top of the wreck. We're now heading back towards the conning tower area. Here was a Dusky grouper, which was quite shy, hiding behind the post, and in quite a difficult bit to film. Here we have some of the vertical deployment shafts for the mines. This allowed the mines to be launched while the submarine remained underwater. There's quite a few of these on either side of the wreck. And then some exposed section just below the conning tower. On the right there you can see the tail of a Moray eel and its head just to the left of centre frame. Here we have the command post, where officers could stand when the submarine was on the surface, and the remains of the conning tower area behind it. A large-scale Scorpionfish there, centre of frame, trying to camouflage itself in. In a second we'll get a different angle of this, where I managed to get fairly close to the fish with my macro lens. But you can see it putting its spikes up on its back, trying to warn me off. These are poisonous, these fishes. One of the main entry and access points there, looking down into the wreck. The hatch is missing off this one, but you can see down into the wreck itself. And then looking back at the part of the wreck we have just covered. Starting to head aft of the wreck now, while remaining on top of it we have some more lattice work and these large pressurized looking tanks, potentially to do with the either the ballast or the air systems, given this was a World War II submarine. And heading to the back of the wreck we We see the head of a Moray eel there, its body hidden within the wreck, and some of the sort of more mangled lattice work. More sea perch there. The wreck sort of sits on an open sandy area, so the wreck itself is a sort of attraction for sea life. Got my buddy on her rebreather there, you can see through the wreck, and then heading all the way to the stern. This is where they used to intentionally scuttle the ship once it was obsolete. Looking down, we've got a school of Seabream again, as well as the remains of the propeller shafts, although no propellers left on them. And then finally ending off with a shot of my two bodies and the sea perch at the stern of the wreck.